Bryan Kohberger was a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University.
Investigators made multiple inquiries about Kohberger and gathered some additional background information.
He was also a TA known for being an incredibly punitive grader. Everyone kind of hated him, especially the women in his classes. He had a tendency to, I think someone described it as like mansplaining.
Police also learned that he'd been involved in a traffic stop. It was a month earlier, and it was captured on the body camera of a WSU campus police officer.
Hello, sir. I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded.
Kohberger is pulled over by a female police officer in Pullman, Washington for essentially running a red light. And what you see is somebody who's not intimidated to interact with a police officer in a somewhat exhaustive way.
You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole
left.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He keeps repeating his position, which is that in the state he grew up in Pennsylvania, that's not a law.
In Pennsylvania, when you're stuck in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done?
Not-
just
You're
Back up
not
in
supposed
that
to
situation.
block an intersection like that in Washington, so just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation.
He's not argumentative with her, but he maintains his position without ever coming around and saying, I shouldn't be getting this ticket.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up. Not
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation.
He has a level of cognitive rigidity. He's got a fixed idea about the situation, about what he didn't do wrong, and he's never able to really pivot from that.
yeah. Where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
And even when she says she's going to let him go with a warning, he continues again to try and understand the situation. And what we see is somebody who's having a hard time disengaging.
Never even occurred to me that that was actually something wrong. But
yeah.
well, except for the fact.
He didn't know how to be socially appropriate.